Danbury ground, Citation 365 Echo Alpha is at Executive with Zulu, ready to taxi.
Citation 365 Echo Alpha, Danbury ground, runway 8, taxi via Charlie.
Taxi runway 8 via Charlie, 365 Echo Alpha.
Runway 8, set 3000 please. And the code is 3054 please, here.
set.
Check. The altimeter, I think we need to check this again, please, if we have a valid.
Alright. Actually, I'll do it on here since we're...
Yep. Just gonna get the route here.
2984.
2984. 2984. We read each other what we read here. 2984. I'm reading 417. We also make a mental. Does it make sense? Is it airport elevation is about 500, so we know it's a valid data.
Okay.
Two, three, that goes to FMS. Just a quick departure brief is going to be my takeoff runway 8, static, 96% of the power, 98, 104, 112 are the speeds. Before 80 knots we stop for anything from 82 or V1 of 98, only red lights, engine failure, fire. Otherwise we continue climb out 112, clear that hill, and in any case go to white plains, which we have filed as our departure alternate. The normal procedure is we're going to climb to 1,200 feet on the runway heading and then doing a left turn, climbing to 3,000 towards Carmel. Standard callouts, nothing special. We said the departure alternate is, takeoff alternate is white plains, the weather here is below minimum, so in any case, any sort of malfunction, we don't attempt to land here, we go the 15 miles over to white plains. Any questions from your side?
Nope.
Okay, then you can call it ready. We go shift everything to com number 2, please, and 20.8 is the... I'm taxiing forward and hold short of the runway.
Okay. Danbury Tower, Citation 365, Echo Alpha, ready for departure, 8.
Citation 365 Echo Alpha Tower, hold short, fire for release.
Hold short, 365 Echo Alpha.
Can you ask if we can pass the line and hold for the next?
By the way, Tower, can we pull up to the hold short or hold at the ILS?
Citation 5 Echo Alpha, you can proceed up to the hold short lines.
Okay, proceeding up to the hold short, 365 Echo Alpha.
I'm just checking flight controls, free movement. And also checking full rudder movement in case of an engine failure.
Citation 365 Echo Alpha Tower, runway 8, clear for takeoff, left turn direct Carmel.
Clear for takeoff, runway 8, left turn Carmel, 365 Echo Alpha.
Okay, if you can run the before takeoff checklist for us, we're cleared for takeoff.
Anti-collision.
They are on.
Pitot static.
Is on.
Anti-ice.
Not required.
Ignitions.
They're both on.
Transponders.
I've got 3054 TARA.
Non-theater panel.
A is clear except ground idle. This is an aircraft where you take off with a amber light on the ground shader panel. It's very unusual, but it's a design issue.
Okay.
Citation 5 Echo Alpha, use caution for the mowers in the grass on the right side of the runway by the intersection of the runway.
We use caution 365 Echo Alpha.
Okay, we're using whole runway, static takeoff, and we're checking against the runway heading, it's 084.
Alright.
And if you also do me a 1200 feet call out for the turn left to Carmel.
Okay.
And a proceed. 084. Okay, all ready from your side?
Okay, all ready.
Takeoff. All stable, brake release. Airspeed is building. At 80, yeah? 80 cross check.
80 cross.
Nice,
V1. Rotate. Make sure a positive rate.
Europe, please.
Here's that landing lights off.
Citation 5 Echo Alpha, cross Carmel at 3000, contact departure, safe flight.
Cross Carmel at 3000, 365 Echo Alpha.
Yes, 1200, start the left turn.
Okay, 2000, one again.
Check.
New York, Citation 365 Echo Alpha 3000, direct Carmel.
365 Echo Alpha, New York, ident, climb maintain 11000.
Ident, climb maintain 11000, 365 Echo Alpha.
5 Echo Alpha, your radar contact 2 west of Danbury, altimeter 2981.
2981, 365 Echo Alpha.
I see 1000 checks. And give us the after takeoff checks, please.
Okay, landing gear.
Is up and indicating.
Landing lights.
Off.
5 Echo Alpha, good rate all the way up, please.
We'll give you good rate, 365 Echo Alpha.
Cessna 35546, Danbury ground, runway
27.6 for Jet 230.
Flaps are up.
Ignition.
Is back to normal.
7000.
Climb power.
Is set.
5 Echo Alpha, turn left 080.
Left 080, 365 Echo Alpha.
Left 080. Go ahead.
Engine sync.
Is on.
Passenger visor lights.
Leaving on until 10,000.
Anti-ice.
Not required.
Recognition lights.
We leave them on.
Altimeters.
Is checked. Okay, that's completed. And we're climbing to 11,000 left turn, heading 080.
Echo Alpha, contact departure 11817.
118.7, 365 Echo Alpha.
And here's heading 080.
Yep. Checks. New York Citation 365 Echo Alpha, 9,700, climbing 11,000, 00 and heading.
365 Echo Alpha, turn left direct correctly, climb maintain 17,000.
Left turn, correctly, climb maintain 17,000, 365 Echo Alpha.
Departure, good morning, Lear 136 Juliet Pop through 10,000 for 17,000.
I see 17,000 and we're going direct correctly.
136 Juliet Pop, proceed direct Gale, maintain 17,000.
Direct Gale, maintain 17,000, 136 Juliet Pop.
From Greggy we're going Victor 419 to Jets.
Mercury 3446, New York Center's on 32.6 today.
Then we're going to
32.6,
Cambridge, Charlie Alpha Mike. And
365 Echo Alpha, contact New York Center. Actually make that Boston Center 134.0. Hold on.
134.0, 365 Echo Alpha.
United 1199, clear direct to Norwich, higher in 1 minute.
Sure, to Norwich, United 1199.
Boston Center, 365 Echo Alpha, leaving 12,600, climbing 17,000.
Number 365 Echo Alpha, Boston Center, climb maintain flight level 230.
Climb maintain flight level 230, 365 Echo Alpha. have 230.
That checks. Just read with me. We're going to Grecki, then Source, then Judds, then to Cambridge, Concord, Parso, direct. Right,
Yeah.
you agree? Okay.
November 365 Echo Alpha, contact Boston Center 125.57.
125.57, 365 Echo Alpha.
Direct to Jersey, Wisconsin 873, thank you.
Boston Center, Citation 365 Echo Alpha, leaving 14,200, climbing flight level 230.
November 365 Echo Alpha, Boston Center, climb, maintain flight level 290.
290, 365 Echo
And
Alpha.
ask him direct Concord if possible.
Is it possible to get direct Concord for 365 Echo Alpha?
No. I need you to get higher before I could even give you Cambridge, but you're going to be turning for Cambridge before I could even turn you because of your altitude, so just stay on the route.
Okay, 365.
Okay, well, so as a trial. So the route is in. As usual, we're doing our continuous cockpit sweep from left to right. Looks all good. The checklists are completed. Omitted the 10,000 feet. This is all set. Cabin is good, and we can unstrap the passengers. Good. So we took off with 16,300 pounds. Landing weight is 15.2, so we need to burn off 1,100 pounds of fuel before we can land, except in an emergency situation. The speed for an emergency landing was tagged here 109, but this is an overweight landing, so airplane would need to be inspected for. It means, in other words, if you have an emergency, of course you land, but you should not land just to pick up a cell phone that the passenger left behind or anything like that.
Yeah. It's a real emergency.
But the numbers are published just to give the pilot, and here these asterisks means overweight.
Okay.
You see here also on the tables, 15.2 is the max landing weight, 15.9.
2025 contact the New York Center 127.17.
2717,
We're landing
Cactus
up at
2025, good morning,
52.
sir.
And of course, a landing weight is determined by our actual landing weight. So the runway needs to be long enough. It can be even lower than 15,200 pounds because runway is short. Sometimes you're limited to 13,000 pounds. If you fly part 135, you need to be able to stop in 60% of your available runway length. So even a long runway is technically only 60% of that.
Alright, defog fan.
It goes on high.
Foot warmers.
They are closed.
Air distribution.
Goes to cockpit.
Windshield bleeder.
No, we don't need that.
Windshield bleed.
Pressurization call is set for landing.
Anti-ice.
Is not required, throttled as required. That's good. And we setting to, what was the altimeter?
2988.
88. I'm pre-selecting this on number 3. Otherwise we would need to write it down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
The send checklist is completed, and if you could brief us on the approach, just the basics, and I'm with you.
Okay, this is going to be the Bangor main ILS 15 approach.
Check.
ILS frequency is 109.5. We both have them in.
Checks.
Approach course is 151.
Let me check this here. 151 is selected.
Okay, I have 151 on mine too. We're going to intercept the glide slope at
U-74 Boston, Roger,
which is 2,100 feet. And then we're going to go out to 392, which is 200 above the ground.
200 feet, I'll set the minimums on radio altimeter 200.
And our missed approach is climb to 3,000 via heading 153.
788 Boston Center, Roger.
And outbound via Bangor VOR.
That's a 229, contact Boston approach 118.25.
To LSU, which is 16.3 DME.
Sounds
and
good.
hold.
Maybe it's a good idea we're selecting the Bengal VOR and number 2 on our navs, that we have it ready when we need it. The weather is, what do you say, 400 over, 500 over?
It's 500 over.
And visibility is good? So the only thing that left us is to calculate our landing weight. We have 14, maybe 15.
7666, you were
to
cut out on the reback.
106 is the rep speed.
1000.
And the landing distance is going to be 3,000 feet.
Number 365 Echo Alpha, contact Bangor approach, 118.902.
118.902, 365 Echo Alpha.
How do you hear?
Spot center, Citation 365 Echo Alpha, leaving 15,400, descending 11,000.
Number 365 Echo Alpha, Bangor approach, bring out commission 2988, 5 for landing, vectors for the ILS, runway 15 final approach course, previous base report was 600 feet, about 40 minutes ago.
Okay, 2988 on vectors, ILS 15 at Bangor, 365 Echo Alpha.
2-3. About 40 miles from the airport, I would reckon about 50 miles from touchdown, because we're expecting a left hand and then a right hand vector to the 50 track miles to touchdown.
Catch on Alpha base is at Bangor, 750 feet.
750, good. So it's very likely we make the approach in. We briefed the approach in any case thoroughly, also the missed approach procedure, but if, let's say, the weather would be very marginal and the chances are we really would miss the approach, we also would make a plan B, because I normally do not do second approaches. Very seldom, probably when our flying was not good, but accident statistics have shown that a lot of accidents happen during the third, fourth approach when people pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So if it would be really marginal, we would start maybe talking to our passengers, make a plan B, where can we go,
Left turn 02,
or
out of 5 for 2.
do we have enough fuel to hold for half an hour. Just do not, that means we want to stay ahead, plan ahead, and not get overwhelmed by a situation that we have difficulties to control. But with a 700 foot over weather condition, there should be any issue to.
Okay, we're at 10,000.
Check, speed's really bleeding. Lights are on. And he is working us to the tower, so you can also pre-select tower frequency. Everything you can do now when the workload is low, I would always work on number 2, yeah. Just pre-select it. Anything we can do now where the workload is relatively low, we don't need to do in the final approach courses where the workload is going to be very high. So
Yeah.
And Station 365 Echo Alpha, turn left heading is 030, descend and maintain 4,000.
030, descend and maintain 4,000, 365 Echo Alpha.
030.
Next morning, Bangor, Wigan 411, 9,000.
It's 411 Bangor approach, bring out them is 2988.
2988, Wigan 411.
I've put now the point in direct to Exexa and put a KBGR, that's something like an OBS in a Garmin. That means, in other words, we are drawing an extended line 151 degrees for better orientation. It also tells us how far are we from intercept. At the moment we are 17.3 miles right of our track. It's very nice when
5607 Hotel, turn left heading at 330,
we
just for the ILS, runway 15 final approach course.
can expect to turn. So he's going to route us like this, and probably getting a heading of 060 and then a heading of 120 or so to intercept. This is what we expect. Good for situational awareness. We know what he's going to give us. We have a good idea of where we are in relation to the airport and to... one thing to consider is also if you lose radio communication, we want to immediately climb to the minimum safety altitude, the 20 mile, which is 3,100 feet. So if wherever we put the wrong frequency, we don't know where we are, we don't know where the obstacles are on a radar vectors. Positive radar identification, we can go lower than 3,100 because he takes care of obstacles, but if we lose him, we go 1,000 feet armed.
We're 298, 4 miles from main, turn right heading 120, maintain 2,500 till established on the localizer. Cleared ILS, runway 15 approach.
120 heading, 2,500 will establish.
That's the same what we get. 120 is a 30 degree. We are approaching 4,000. And we can also put stuff, workload is low, so we're running the before landing checklist until we get the to the flaps.
Okay, autopilot
is checked.
Seatbelt
is checked, I'm giving the ping.
Avionics.
It's all set as briefed.
Radar.
Radar altimeter is set 200 feet.
Computations.
106 is the ref speed.
Passenger advisory lights.
Is on.
Passenger seat.
It's all checked. And we stay here, so back to this. Wonderful. We are now 9.5 miles.
Charlie Golf Romeo, Quebec Whiskey, contact Boston Center, 120.25.
120.25, is that correct for Quebec Whiskey?
Quebec Whiskey, affirmative. Vegas 398, contact tower 120.7.
20.7, I'll see you later.
Number 5 Echo Alpha, turn left heading at 010, descend and maintain 3,000.
Left heading 010, descend and maintain 3,000, 365 Echo Alpha.
So immediately start turning, yeah. 3,000 set.
What 1,000 ago?
Armed, yeah. Fly this approach to altitude, and when we're closer to the ground, even if the autopilot is on, I'm monitoring closely. I have my hand ready to disconnect if there's any trim runaway, so I don't want to sit like this with my arms folded and watch the autopilot run out of control. So we're now 4.8 miles, and the next turn we can expect is a right turn heading, I expect 120.
Alpha Hotel.
Number 6 Echo Alpha, turn right heading 060, descend and maintain 2,500.
Right heading 060, 2,500, 365 Echo Alpha.
2,500 is set, 260.
Number 365, Echo Alpha, 5 miles from you, main turn right heading 130, maintain 2,500 till established on the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 15 approach.
130 and heading 2,500 till established, cleared ILS 15, 365 Echo Alpha.
Okay, very good. We are 13 miles from touchdown. As we're cleared for the ILS, I armed the approach, so we'll automatically capture the glide slope, the localizer first. And when we come from the lower, it will automatically catch the glide slope.
Departure main 86 Heavy with you. We were IMC at 800 feet on the altimeter.
Localizer is alive.
through 15,000.
Main 86 Heavy, Bangalore departure radar contact and we're heading 240, enable proceed direct to Kennebunk 272 at 45 mile DMA fix.
Right 270, enable direct to Kennebunk radios. Main.
Localizer is captured.
6.
Main 86 Heavy, it's right.
And once we have the glide slope captured, you dial in the missed approach altitude, which is 3,000.
3,000.
Okay, we're 10 miles from touchdown.
365 Echo Alpha, contact tower 120.7.
120.7, 365 Echo Alpha.
Flight 6.
Bangor Tower, Citation 365 Echo Alpha with you on the ILS 15.
Citation 365 Echo
Left
Alpha,
speed.
Bangor Tower, runway 15, clear to land traffic over the approach lights.
Clear land runway 15, 365 Echo Alpha.
Okay, glide slope is alive and captured now. And you can dial in 3,000 feet, please.
Okay, 3,000.
Checks. And we want to put the gear down at about 6 miles, we're 8.4. And we can continue with the checklist before landing the flaps, engine sync. Go ahead with the checklist, please.
Okay, engine sync.
Is off.
Grind idle.
Is normal.
Fuel crossfeed.
Off.
Ignition.
They are on now.
Landing gear.
We hold here. At 6 miles, we're going to get the gear down. Gear down, please.
398, turn left at Kilo, or,
yep.
Yeah, and ground 121.9.
Kilo point 9.
And the skid is on. Checks.
Landing lights.
They're on, and do standard call-outs then, yeah? 1000 minutes. Landing lights are on.
Okay, 1000 to go.
1000 to minimums,
Minimums.
yeah? That checks.
Autopilot.
Is on. Shutter panel is clear. Pressurization is set. Okay, let's concentrate on the flying. All matters now is altitude and speed. Full flaps.
Hey, 500 to minimums.
That checks. Guido 300, 200, 100 minimums.
Tango Tower, number 607 Alpha Hotel outside you, main ILS 15.
607 Alpha Hotel, Bangor Tower, runway 15, clear to land, citation on 115.
15 clear to land, 7 Alpha Hotel.
That's
100 to minnows.
check.
Minimums.
Continue landing. That was nice, huh? 4 lights. 6. And 60 knots, reverses go to idle.
Citation 5 Echo Alpha, turn left to Kilo, contact ground 121.9.
Left and kilo over to ground. 365 Echo Alpha.